Yeah, on April 30th, 1974, Patricia Head, as she was known then, received a letter in the mail asking if the 21-year-old if she would like to coach the Tennessee women's basketball team. As a bit of persuasion, the letter describes the team as, quote, having potential, if they only knew back then just how much. Last 38 seasons, Pat Summitt's tallied up 1,098 wins. But it didn't start out that way. To this day, Summitt says she remembers her first loss more than her first win. After all, it was her very first game. Just a 22-year-old grad student, only a year older than some of her players. Tennessee lost to Mercer, 84-83. She called her father right after the game, and he gave her this advice. You don't take donkeys to the Kentucky Derby. You better get yourself some racehorses.
I put you in. What did I tell you to do?
And that she did. Nearly 4 years later, she hit the 100-win mark, and the milestones just kept coming. By 1987, Summitt was cutting down her first nets as a national champion. A tradition she'd celebrate 7 more times.
That's a great feeling. I guess it's what I thought it would be, and I said a while ago, it's just an exciting moment, a special moment, because if anyone deserves it, the University of Tennessee deserves it. I'll tell you this, I think the future of Tennessee is very bright.
The years between 1996 and 98 were her most successful, an unprecedented 3 straight national titles. In 1998, a perfect season, 39-0. In 2005, the Lady Vols failed to bring home the tournament title, but they did seal Summitt's name in the history books. On March 22nd, in an electric atmosphere against Purdue, Summitt celebrated her 880th victory, making her the all-time winningest coach in the sport's history. That night, in a surprise ceremony, the university renamed the court the Summitt. It's now one of 2 courts that hold her name. In 2009, nearly 35 years after accepting the job on the Hill, she hit the 4-digit milestone, 1,000 wins, a mark that may never be reached again.
It's a wow from the standpoint of never ever did I think I would coach this long, nor did I ever envision this program winning 1,000 games.
I mean, she's Pat Summitt, so success comes with her name.
Ain't no smoggy,
let's listen in.
No Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills.
But Summitt's impact on the sport isn't just measured in milestones.
Home, sweet home to me.
Her first win on Rocky Top was in front of a whopping 53 fans. They now bring in more than 20,000. Summitt now has a global audience as she fights a new opponent.
The unknown is what's scary. But now knowing what I know, you know, I'm going to do everything I can to keep my mind sharp.
This past August, sitting between her 3 loves, her son Tyler and her 2 labs, she announced her diagnosis of early onset dementia. It's a disease that causes memory loss, entangling the brain like a net, so it's a good thing she's cut down so many already. In that moment, Summitt was no longer just the face of a team or a sport, but now a cause. Since her diagnosis, the university and Alzheimer's Tennessee started the We Back Pat campaign.
Left hand!
Summitt said she'd like to coach as long as she could, hoping maybe 3 seasons. But today, she made the difficult and brave decision to step down. And while you won't hear her from the chair along the sidelines, or chill when you see that icy stare, you'll still see her impact at every game, her presence still seen from the rafters down to the floor. Summitt once said, "Success is a project always under construction." And that's exactly how she'll continue to fight her current opponent.